Who here has something they would like to keep private? Maybe it's that you put your milk before your cereal. Or maybe you think the only good order from Starbucks is putting water with whipped cream, which is disgusting. Or maybe it's something else, like your financial or medical history. Well, anyway, as you can see, a lot of people have something they would rather not share. So shouldn't we have control over what we keep to ourselves? Well, in the digital space, this is a pretty big problem. When you access the internet, most of what you come across is free. However, it's warned that if you're not paying for it, you're not the customer. You're the product being sold. This is a quote that originated in 2010 from an online user named Andrew Lewis under the online alias Blue Beetle. Since then, it has gained internet fame. Although this quote is around a decade old, ideas such as these have been around since the 1970s. This was delivered in Television Delivers People, which was an eerie video broadcast from 1973 by American artists Richard Serra and Carlotta Faye Schoolman. It delivers a very, very chilling message. You are being consumed. But even though people are watching less TV nowadays, this message still rings true. But what does it mean? Globally, our average screen time is around 7 hours per day. Our lives revolve around devices, and we feed these devices our lives. It has become the norm, and of course we can question it, but do we question it enough? It's common knowledge that big companies like Google, Facebook, and TikTok are collecting vast amount of data on us. This is where the consumption comes in. With all this collected data, some websites and companies may sell your data or give it away to be used by another group. But what are they doing with this data, and why should we be concerned? When I asked people about this, one phrase was repeated very frequently. I've got nothing to hide. But is that really true? I mean, if you really think so, you can send me a picture of your credit card and read me those 3 funky numbers on the back. Just make sure you don't check your bank statement this month. Virtually everyone has something they would rather not share. These aren't terrible crimes they've committed, just something they would rather keep private. Unfortunately, companies have been collecting data on us, including things like your medical and financial history. But more terrifyingly, things like your sleep quality and inferred body mass index. And what they do with this data is even worse. Companies use algorithms to analyze your data based on past data to make decisions that can affect your life. Not only are these algorithms frequently incorrect, they might disqualify you from a job position before you even apply, or you may be charged with higher insurance rates or sold vacation packages at a higher price than other people. It's scarier still when millions of users' data is given without their consent to sketchy third-party groups. If you have been in touch with the news recently, you'll know that one of these is the huge concern over TikTok posing a security risk. Many are scared that its parent company, Chinese-owned ByteDance, will hand over 150 million users' data over to the Chinese government. Yet TikTok has said it will not do so, as the data is stored in the US. However, this didn't stop Montana Governor Greg Gianforte from signing legislation prohibiting mobile application stores from offering the app within the state by next year. Although TikTok does pose a risk, so do other platforms like Facebook. Back in 2016, Facebook had that huge scandal with Cambridge Analytica. You may know this very well, as we got some wonderful photos from it. Millions of users' data was harvested to build psychographic profiles, determining people's personalities based on their Facebook data. Many, many millions of users' data was harvested, then given to former President Donald Trump's campaign team, who then used this information to display customized messages about Trump to various different US voters on various digital platforms. We need to recognize that our privacy that we enjoy in our physical lives should also extend to our digital lives. Just because we're using technology does not mean we should forfeit our right to privacy. The digital realm has become an integral part of our existence, so it too should maintain the same human rights. First and foremost, there's the issue of consent. When we sign up for these platforms, how clear are we on what data they collect and how it is used? Oftentimes, this information is buried in lengthy terms and conditions. Who reads those? To an average user, the true extent of data collection remains obscured. The average privacy policy is around 4,000 words long. That's about a 16-minute read. We need transparent and user-friendly policies that clearly outline what information is being collected and how it will be utilized and who will have access to it. Additionally, the power dynamics between users and these tech giants needs to be addressed. The vast wealth and influence of these companies often allow them to dictate the terms and conditions that favor their own interests. As users, we should have greater control over our data and how it is utilized. We should be able to easily access, manage, and delete our data without facing convoluted processes or hidden obstacles. Furthermore, we must hold these companies accountable for their actions. Regulations need to be put in place to ensure that data is handled responsibly and ethically. Governments and regulatory bodies should work hand in hand with technology companies to establish guidelines and frameworks that protect user privacy, which is of utmost importance. But it's not just the responsibility of governments and companies. As individuals, we have a role to play as well. We need to educate ourselves about digital privacy and actively make informed choices about the platforms we use. We should support organizations and initiatives that advocate for digital rights and privacy protection. By being mindful of our online activities and the data we share, we can collectively foster a culture that values and respects privacy. We have a responsibility to protect our own privacy, and there are a multitude of ways we can go about addressing that. In elementary schools, new tech safety initiatives are being taken in educative spaces in order to protect children on the internet. This works to benefit their own privacy, safety, and protection from other large companies taking advantage of their data accessible on their apps and their websites. With improved and timely education, we can help maintain data privacy in our lives. As for you all today, there are some steps that you can take right now to further protect your privacy. Although strong passwords won't save you, consider getting an ad and tracker blocker. Consider getting a good VPN, specifically one that does not give away your data, and of course, be incredibly mindful of the information that you share with others online. We all have a role to play in this. We need to be responsible, and we need to hold large technology conglomerates responsible. Digital privacy is of paramount importance in today's interconnected world. As we spend more time online, sharing our lives and our personal information, we must question the practices of technology companies and demand greater transparency, control, and accountability. Let us remember that our right to privacy should not be compromised in the digital realm. It is our responsibility as individuals and as a society to ensure that the ethical implications of digital privacy are thoroughly addressed and upheld. Only then can we truly navigate the digital landscape with confidence, knowing that our personal information is secured and that our privacy is respected. If we don't demand change, it won't come. If you feel passionate, try contacting your local lawmakers or creating and signing a petition. But be vigilant, and remember, no matter how small, your actions have a tremendous impact. Thank you.